Hello, my dear Capricorn. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between February the 1st to February 15, 2017, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. If you want to support my channel and my free general readings, you can click on the ad in the beginning of my video or watch it for 30 seconds or to the end of the ad, whichever comes first. Thank you. I'm very grateful for your support and for all of you watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing to my videos. You really make me warm all inside with this support. So, I use the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan with the artist Mark Evans, and I'll start shuffling your cards. So, I call the Divine with Love and Light. And I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Capricorn viewers. So I want my dear Capricorn to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationship and also having creative success and walking on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So we have 4 wands falling out. This card about self-love, celebrating what you have achieved so far, a new foundation in your life with self-sufficientness and self-love and being very goal-oriented. So it's a very good card. So I also want to take the chance to tell you about the full moon, February 11. It's the full snow moon or the full hunger moon for those living in the northern hemisphere. This moon will also have a penumbral lunar eclipse when the moon passes through part of the Earth's shadow at 0043 universal time. So, okay, it's ready. I will just tune in for a few seconds here. Okay, so Capricorn, first half of February. This is your future. This is your now, and this is the past. The now is probably the first half of February 2017, but whenever you watch this, it's probably the exact right time to see it. Okay, so I'm sorry for my dog. Find a hard place, finding someone to rest. The first card for you is 2 of Cups. So this, together with the 4 of Wands that we've seen, is talking about stable relationship, also very good communication within relationship, and kind of the coming to the conclusion that you need to love yourself and align yourself to be able to be in a love relationship. To compromise yourself is not going to give you more love, the contrary. So this is about being equal in a love relationship, tying your bonds together and celebrating love together. So it might be like a very fruitful conversation. It might also be like you are loving someone. You have a person that's very dear to you in your life. And you have come to some kind of mutual understanding or maybe celebrated your love relationship. The next card is King of Pentacles, so I suppose this is you, Capricorn. King of Pentacles is like being very self-sufficient. What we saw with the 4 of Wands, having your kind of your home, your stability, your castle, and having everything you need there. So being able to build a beautiful life for yourself with a beautiful foundation built within self-love and self-respect, and also to kind of get to know yourself and where your limits are, like what are you good at, what are you not so good at, and also like kind of develop yourself and develop your talents and skills, so you will be better and better to take care of yourself and others. This is also like being the gardener of earth, being the caretaker of earth, being a person that's can make their surrounding more and more beautiful by taking care of it, by giving your surrounding and your house, your work, your family, your friends, your partner attention. And this attention is kind of materializing into beautiful and valuable things for you in your life. So kings are standing for something. It's kind of being like a caretaker, taking responsibility, also harvest, also very goal-oriented. So the next card I have for you is the Star card. So it seems like you are very well guided and by the stars, and it's like it's talking about something that you are destined to do, probably together with other people, being like mixed here in the river of time with your waters. So you might see like signs that the divine is on your side. You might also feel like very strong longing or a kind of unlogical longing for doing something that seems like a dream or like illusions or impossible, something like this. But it's how humanity grows and experience more and more things by having impossible dreams and trying to fulfill them. This is what's taking us forward and also learning, giving us a lot of experience, and we're learning a lot of new things. Here we have a Four of Pentacles, and it's rather typical for the King of Pentacles. He wants to be safe in his castle, and he's not like, sometimes he can be a bit of a miser, not wanting to share what he has built. It's like with rich people that are rich. Sometimes people that's very poor, they can share whatever they have, but the person that has become rich, they feel so safe, so they don't want to give you a penny. So this can be like you or another person being a bit like a miser with your resources, and also love sometimes, and giving help to others, because it's like I have gotten myself safe, and I don't want to feel the pain again of being someone that doesn't have it all, because having it all makes me feel safe and protected, and also loved, probably, especially by the divine. If you have a lot of good fortune, you feel safe and loved, and if you have a lot of misfortune, you will feel like you're unloved. But this person is holding on too tight. So and also crossing, like with holding on too tight and not sharing, you cannot also share love and get love from others if you're keeping them on an arm's length and not letting them in through your front door. And the last card is the Knight of Pentacles. It seems like you have an area of your life where you need to work a little bit more to shed more light onto things, because it seems like you have everything well taken care of. You have done what you were supposed to do. You have been working together with the divine, but then you have like some area of your life where you can't really see yourself and see what you are doing. It's like this little knight here wants to be a good person, wants to be a good participator in the social networking, but he rides a black horse and with rather tight leashes. So it's like you're trying to control yourself, and maybe control also who will come into you and what you will give to them, and who you will show yourself to be. So this is not really being pure and honest with who you are, but actually like kind of being a bit shady and not really letting people in. So it might be some trust issues. The stars are about healing and about learning to trust people and situations and the divine and yourself. But this looks like a bit of distrust, maybe feeling like a bit victimized, and that you need to protect yourself against the evil people in the world, things like this. And also, maybe you don't want to show your true self. Maybe you think that this is going to be used against you in some way. So you don't want to open up and look vulnerable. But if you're not being truthful and vulnerable in your relationships, people can't be truthful and vulnerable with you. So everyone will go around making kind of a charade and proving like how much they can do without one another. I won't let you in, and I have my armor, and things like this. But it's a lot of green here. It's yellow also. Yellow is for solar plexus, like me, what I want to create. It's a beautiful energy. the yellow color, but it can be sometimes, if it's too much, it can be a bit egocentric. The green instead is for abundance and also unconditional love. So it's something going on where it's kind of on and off, like maybe you give too much in certain situation and give too little and hold back in other situations. So maybe you need to look at the balance in your life, like with the giving and take and receiving. Like in some areas you might feel it's easy to give, and in other areas it's more harder. So try to work on this a little bit and see yourself a little bit more where you are more afraid and hold back more, and maybe hide yourself also a little bit. The next row is starting with the 10 of Cups, and it's in the now. So 10 of Cups is kind of a beautiful love relationship, or a beautiful like creative success that you have had at work, or feeling like you're very like appreciated amongst other people, also feeling maybe loved, and those two cards together is kind of indicating like a love relationship that's long lasting. It's not like some short fling, it's actually long lasting, with the bridge also here and the ties connecting and the children. It's kind of things being born into this relationship. It might also be like a creative success, like you have made it in some sense and had the chance to celebrate because you have gotten maybe a salary raise or some beautiful offering, and maybe also rewards for work well done and things like this. The next card is the Hermit, and it comes underneath the King of Pentacles, kind of emphasizing what I've been telling you before about the holding back and being alone in one's castle kind of thing. So it might be like you need to balance up this area of your life as well, like being together with others and being alone. Maybe you sometimes tend to want to be much alone because this is making you feel more in control. And when love comes, it's kind of invading your personal space where you had all the control. And if you're, for example, moving in together with someone, they are starting to probably irritate you because they have their habits and they have the way of doing things. So you can get irritated just by how they use a fork or whatever. This is about losing control, because when you live alone, when you are withdrawn in your castle, you have all the control. Here the Hermit is like all by himself in a snowy landscape on a high altitude, so he can feel like above other people, and he doesn't have to confront them because he's all alone, and he can think things and see, look down on their little villages and think philosophical things. But when he actually is confronted with them, he might not feel as like spiritual or enlightened anymore. He might feel like irritated or losing control and things like this. So it's a reason to why we sometimes want to withdraw from people, because we are losing control whenever people are around. They are not doing the things like we want to do them. And this is very useful to get in contact with this side of you that wants to control everything and wants to have like the last word, or maybe wants some sort of order that you can't have when you're around with other people. So look upon this a little bit, what you are gaining when you are alone and what you are gaining when you are with other people. And try to find a little bit of balance there. And yes, and here we have a 3 of Pentacles coming underneath a star. So it's kind of the Trinity working together with the divine and you, and probably some third party involvement on earth, maybe your partner or people at work or family. This is problem solving. So when you come to certain problems in relationship at those different situations that you can have in your life with work, family, friends, lovers, children, things like this, try to see in every people's best interest, and try to see like the situation a little bit more with compassion. So try to put yourself a little bit in the other people's shoes and try to sort this out like in a peaceful way. Maybe you can practice on feeling irritated for the fork thing, but not act upon it. Just feel the feeling, because probably it's going back to some situation where your parents might have said that there's a special way to use the fork and this is it. And if other people doesn't do like your mom and dad told you that you should do, you might get irritated. So some things you just can, watch inside yourself. You don't have to discuss so much about it, but other things you need to take them up to discussion, need to sort them out, need to kind of take all those discussions as stepping stones, building on the different relationships in your life. So you don't have to be a loner, and you don't have to be consumed by your relationship, but you can find some sort of balance where everyone's voices get heard, and the best solution will be used as problem solving. So this is a very good card, because it's talking about discussion, healing, like different ideas. You can have like brainstorm about how to do certain things. Underneath the Four of Pentacles, we have a Ten of Swords. So it's talking about like some old idea, some old thing with you that needs to go. Probably some old stubborn part of you that kind of wants to separate yourself from other people in some way, maybe thinking that you are special, that you are like special in a way that you're always a victim, or you always have to clean up after others, or you always have to do this or this or this. Try to look at this. If you are thinking that you always have to do this, you can stop and doing this. It's like when you over-function, you are making other people less functionable, because there's not enough space for them to function. So if you're thinking that you are doing it all, withdraw a little bit and let other people take control. But then you need to let go of the control also. Of course, it can be a hard thing when you live with a lot of people in a household, maybe with children. Everyone needs to help with the dishes and cleaning the house and things like this. So you can have house rules, but don't fall into victimhood or martyrdom. Be very clear with the rules that's in your household, and see to that people are following them, but don't be like obsessed over small thing. Try to find balance also here. Ten of Swords is like an old thing that needs to go, and it comes underneath the Four of Pentacles. So it seems like it's some kind of rigid idea, or some kind of control issue, something where you can't let people be like they are, but you actually need to change them to be able to let them through your front door. So it's something with this. It might indicate sometimes like a breakdown of a relationship or something like that, because you can't stand to be with them. They are taking too much energy out of you, and you can't control the things that they do. The next card is actually a King of Swords, and the King of Swords is master of control. He is like, everything is in right order. Every lock of his hair, like you see his throne here is very square. Everything is perfect, and this is how he likes it, because if he can have order in his life, he thinks that he has control, and he doesn't have to be so afraid about death or change or all the uncontrollable things that's going on in our lives. So this is of course just an illusion, and what we need to do here is actually lose control a little bit, and find out what's so scary about it. The King of Swords might also be like judge, and together with the Ten of Swords is kind of a judgmental energy. So first we have this little bit of miser energy, where we try to kind of not show our true face, and then we have this energy where we want to have control or order. It's like, if they don't do what I want, they will be killed. It's not, of course, not in that literal sense, I hope, but it's anyway some kind of battle of will is going on here, and it seems like it might be two different people with different control issues trying to make things work here. And it's a Earth King and a air king. Earth and air is each other's opposites, and they are like working really well together, the earth and the sky. But one is very steady, and the other one is very like fluidy, and one is very earthy, and the other one is very, very like intellectual. So it can be something going on here with how to things are like with practice, practical things, and also logical things. You can theorize about things and like a lot, but then you need to actually do them. So that's another thing. Sometimes people are thinking more about how to solve a problem than actually taking action towards solving the problem. So it's something with this going on where people try to avoid a problem, try to avoid communication, try to avoid have to change, try to avoid irritating on each other, when you actually should kind of talk more, communicate more, talk about what's irritating you, but from a perspective where you actually are taking responsibility for your own feelings and actions. So you say, okay, I'm getting very irritated on this, but I know it's something that I need to work on. But if you can do this like fewer times, it will be easier for me to not get so irritated. So you can make some kind of compromise maybe. But it looks like very headstrong people in something that's should be a loving relationship, and seems very steady, and it has a beautiful foundation, but it's something with like how you are born and raised, and what kind of rules you have, and different kind of ways to communicate. Things like this might be putting like doing things like there are unnecessary hustle that doesn't have to be there. So here comes a high priestess. And the high priestess is someone that's really intuitive and more working from instincts and impulses than actually like thinking. Both those people here, they are probably very successful and very smart, but they are working from totally two different systems. This is working from like 10% of your mind. This is how much our brain we can use, and this one is working like more from a almost animalistic point of view, like with instincts and impulses and intuition and things like this. So this one might be more in tune with the divine, while this one is more in tune with logic and human society, like how it works today. But both are like in utter self-respect. They are very much alike actually, and they could actually be each other's like counterpart, but they so very much like pieces being puzzled together. So those two together is like making a superhuman almost. So it's something here with maybe it's like some battle of giants, or like two opposite forces that's very strong, that both think that they are right, that they have the right to rule, and they know what's the best thing to do. So this one seems to have like being very in contact with the love and connection maybe between people. So that's not too usual with a high priestess. She's like a camel that can go through desert for a very long time without having any sustenance. And here's a 9 of Pentacles, and that's hardly, it's kind of exactly the same. And we have this together with the Hermit. It's like making a person totally impossible to get in contact with, because they don't need you, they don't want you, they can fulfill their needs without you, they can feel connected with the whole world without you, and they love to be alone. So if you are putting up this kind of face towards people, they will probably run in the other direction, because they won't feel like you need them at all. It's like you have some kind of super control of your life, and there's no use for other humans. It's 9 of Pentacles is a good card. It's coming here underneath the 9 Hermit. That's probably significant, but because it's talking about a person being very self-sufficient, So it seems like it might be like an issue where you're kind of thinking back and forth, like how much you're being able to take care of yourself and how much you need other people and how much hassle they are making in your life, and if you possibly could go on without them, even though the love is here. So it's like maybe the Three of Pentacles is a beautiful card because it's talking about personal growth, and it's kind of indicated that the star wants this personal growth. But personal growth is hard. So some of you might choose to be alone and to take care of your own needs and, you know, do your own little thing and don't have to, you know, grow personally and compromise with another person. So some of you will choose this easy road, I think. Yes, here comes the Death card. So death is kind of a sacrifice or ending, or you're ending something to make room for something else. So yes, it seems like some of you will end a fully functionally love relationship with probably a lot of like it's kind of supposed that you are supposed to be together and you have probably some kind of soul contract, but you are kind of skipping in this because maybe it's getting too much like a battle of wills here. So the next card is a Page of Wands, and it comes underneath the Four of Pentacles and Ten of Swords. So this is the like this ending of this being in your comfort zone, doing your old ordinary things, keeping people's distance. This is actually like kind of the opposites. It's much like this little person on this in Death card, like a person that's admitting to that they need other people and they want other people in their lives, and they want to go on parties maybe, or have adventures, do a happy, joyful physical activity. It's a pure fire, so it's a lot of passion, it's a lot of longing. It can be like soul purpose, like longing to do something. It's like an unstoppable longing almost. So this is almost like death and new life coming in here. So this feels like more a little bit, both those squares here feels like a little bit old and outdated. And here's a Four of Swords. So Four of Swords is indicating that like silent treatment, keeping people out. But anyway, what's going to happen here from what I see is that you're going to have an inner struggle if you are doing better without other people or with other people. And it seems like you are going to need to have to take some time off to figure this out, because the Four of Swords is a card about rest, much needed rest, because you see this female here, she's very exhausted. And she has been struggling with something for a long time, the yellow here that comes from the King of Swords. So it might have been like a battle of will, like who is the best to keep charge on this ship kind of thing. And one of you are tired of fighting and are kind of on the brink of giving up, or already it's just giving up, because you have like minor arcana death here and major arcana death. And also like this is sometimes like a funeral. You can see this in many tarot cards. It's looking like a funeral. So, and it's kind of surrounding this Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is probably your life power. You're longing for more adventure. You're longing for more like passion in your life. Do it with passion or not at all. So something is going on. The page is a child, so it might indicate that it's your inner child, like you're the one that's connected with the stars. And it seems like it's capsuled inside like a prison of death. Like you are giving up your longing for something that feels more comfortable. This is how it seems. But it might also be that you are giving up like a a relationship or some kind of work where there has been a lot of like control and this is how you should do things. No, this is how you should do it. And you're just tired of it and you want to go somewhere else where you don't have to be like imprisoned or, you know, told what to do or things like this. Because the Page of Wands is also a rebel. Like they don't want to follow rules. They have their own agenda to. They weren't here to obey. They were here to lead. They are kind of front runners and pioneers. So it might be indicated that you are in a stable, beautiful situation, maybe at work or family or friends or lovers, but and you have tried to sort things out. But it feels like both those energy here is very like self-sufficient and no one is going to bend. So it seems like this situation is going to crumble down into pieces. And what's probably going to be left is still this longing after something, probably more connection, more understanding, more communication, things like this. So I will take some cards from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms to see what's going on with all this funeral preparation for this little page here. Oh. So Winged Wise Ones, that's a really good card. It's the Winged Wise One is a really beautiful support card. It's kind of, you have probably asked for help, like, oh, I can't live with this anymore. This is like making me crazy. And the help comes. So it's angelic help and miraculous aid to support this little rebel here, to do something, probably put you on your highest path towards your highest destiny, but through something that you have probably resisted for quite some time. So you have the Sacred Union here, and it's these cards that you have here with a Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So it might be like this is going on in relationships, and you have asked for something more, a more beautiful, connected, probably love relationship. So I think that for many of you, this will be like a wake-up call to really work on your existing relationships. And for some of you, it will be giving up those relationships to find people that's better suited for you and where you don't have to follow so much rules or have so much oppression or, you know, it always have to be this battle of will. Maybe it's getting too frustrating. And of course, this could be at any place where you have relationship. It doesn't have to be a love relationship. It's just coming here a lot with love relationships, and it's Sacred Union and Two of Cups and Ten of Cups. So, okay, see a little background story maybe to this. So we have the Celtic, and the Celtic is a cross. It's actually like a kind of a astrological calendar with the sun on the cross, and it's telling a story about how our solar system is moving through the Milky Way, and also how we are connected with another solar system, Sirius A and Sirius B. It's a beautiful blinking star on the sky. It's like blinking in all colors. It's two stars circling around one another, and we are probably in a coexisting like solar system together with them. Like we are going like this. With them, and now we are very far from them, so this is making us being in the dark ages kind of, and that's probably difficult for you being a cardinal sign, because when you are more supported with spirituality and lighter energies, you don't have to be so hardworking, taking so hard responsibility, working so much, following rules, things like this. So if we were more in the golden age, you would have more freedom. But it's like you are taking very much responsibility through those dark ages. And here is also the card for vows. That's promises, or it's like this, what I saw with the soul contracts that you have made. So it's something like higher destiny things that's going on within a love relationship. and you probably need to make some kind of choice. Either stay with what you have promised or rewrite your soul contracts. You can do that. And there's a lot of practices out for rewriting your old vows, because maybe you have given away promises that you don't want to hold anymore. The marriage is getting boring, or the job is getting boring, or whatever, and you want to have a little taste of freedom, not only taking so much responsibility all the time. More play, maybe, and less serious business for Capricorn. Okay, so I hoped this helped, and I want you to take really good care of yourself and see to that you get a little joy in your life. Okay, thank you for watching this far, and I hope to see you again in the middle of February. Bye bye.